Today is my birthday. My team and I thought that it would be really good just to spend some time answering some of the personal questions that you guys have asked me over the years, a lot of which I have avoided answering because they were not business related. So I don't even know if I'm going to get through all of them. Let's get to work. Hey there, my loves. Welcome back to CPTV. Of course, I am CP, and today is my birthday. Go, shorty. It's your birthday. Yes. I am huge on birthdays. I don't know about you. And in honor of my birthday, I felt like it was important for me to do something a little different. Normally, you guys see, and I am here, this whole channel is all about teaching you the structure, strategy, systems, and squad tips and tools. But today, I want to do something a little different. Because over the last 3.5 years since we started CPTV, you guys have sent me tons and tons and tons of questions. A lot of which I have avoided answering because they were not business related or because they really had nothing to do with helping start or grow a business.
How? I don't know.
And so I just kind of pushed them to the side. And as I was going through and kind of creating and coming up with what I thought I should do on my birthday, which video would be the most impactful, my team and I thought that it would be really good just to spend some time answering some of the personal questions that you guys have asked me over the years so that you guys could get to know me a little bit more as an individual and not just CP. So today I am going to answer questions that you have sent me, and they range all over the place. So some of them I might not answer, y'all, because honestly, I haven't even really seen all the questions yet. My team kind of went through and compiled them and gave them to me, and there are like 30 of them here. So I don't even know if I'm going to get through all of them.
Yeah, boy.
I'm going to try, but if I don't get through all of them and you like this video, then let me know in the comments below. Finish answering the questions, CP, is what I want you to put in the bottom. So I'm going to try to get to as many of them as possible. You guys have sent me questions here on YouTube. You've sent me questions on IG. You've sent me questions on TikTok, on Facebook, that have been all over the place, and I want to make sure that I can answer as many as possible. So if that is something that you are excited about, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like this video, subscribe if you aren't already subscribed, because I am about to spill all the tea personally about me, CP. That rhymes. So let's get to work. Okay, so question number 1, not sure who sent this or if it was multiple people because I didn't kind of tie names to them. But the first is, who does your makeup before each episode and what do you use? Well, the idea that someone would do my makeup before every single episode is flattering. I do not have a makeup artist come in before every video.
I'm not a diva. I'm not a diva. I'm not a diva. I'm not a diva.
And do it. I do my own makeup. I don't know. I don't even think that even if I had the wherewithal to make that be an expense, that I would have someone else do it, because I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but one of my fun pastimes and hobbies in the past has been being a makeup person. I grew up loving makeup. I always had like glamour magazines, even like back in the 90s when I was growing up and makeup was even a thing. Learning about all the products and the techniques. I have always been a makeup girl. So much so, I was a counter manager for Clinique for years, and did people's makeup. So I always had appointments. I always had clients coming in before their proms and their kids and homecomings and their weddings and stuff. And even for a while, I'd make money doing it and volunteer at different like fundraising events. I've done makeup before. And then I've also done makeup for actual like bridal parties and stuff. I would never by any stretch of the imagination call myself a makeup artist. Definitely not in the way that they are today. But I stay abreast of some of the latest stuff. And I do my own makeup all the time. I do my own makeup for the show, and for all the episodes. But I do eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, eyebrow pencil. I do blush. I do highlight. I think that my highlight right now might be, it's not Fenty. I think it's KKW.
You know, she will always be the dearest to my heart for a billion reasons.
That I have on from a highlight perspective, which is one of my favorite highlights. So nobody that I just mentioned is sponsoring any videos though. So hopefully that answers your question. Question number 2, what inspired you to become an entrepreneur? I have answered this question, I think, before. And if you are a member of the CP Insiders, my email newsletter list, then you can know my story because you'll go through this entire thing where I will send you a video series about getting to know me, and it kind of tells my whole story. But in the beginning, I didn't think I could be an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur wasn't even on the map. I grew up in a small town with a mom who was a nurse and a dad who worked at the General Motors plant. And nobody was an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur wasn't even on the map as a job opportunity, as a career possibility. And so I wasn't really inspired to become an entrepreneur from that perspective. Although I have always been very entrepreneurial. I always tell people my first business was when I started, it was in the 7th grade because I sold stuff on the playground when I was in middle school type of a deal. So I've always had some type of entrepreneurial thing going on. I've always been someone who would sell something in a minute. I've always been somebody who believes in monetizing everything. And I've always tried to do like side things and things to kind of make money. I've always been a salesperson at heart. So I think that becoming an entrepreneur was something I was blindsided with. But what inspired me to become an entrepreneur, I would say, was experiencing enough bullshit in corporate America. I think that if I can do enough good and bring enough value to a million of those people, that the impact on the world could be significant and be purposeful. That's kind of what inspires me now, to help other people experience the entrepreneurial freedoms and blessings that I have over the course of my career and over the course of my journey. Good, next question. Let's see. As a strong professional businesswoman, how did you find love? And what's your love story? I don't even know if I want to answer that. All right, I'm gonna answer.
Few inches later.
How did I find love? I am a person who falls in love very easily, believe it or not. I fall in love easy and I fall in love hard. And I'm extremely possessive, a little crazy about it actually. And I'm a Scorpio at heart. And so I feel things very, very deeply. I'm extremely deep. And I think when I was younger, I really, really just wanted like love, and it was just very compromising and very whatever you need, whatever you want, just to make sure that I had someone's love. And then I outgrew that. After being hurt pretty significantly. I don't know if you know this, I think I've mentioned before, I was married before. I got married very, very young, and really didn't know that person very well, and don't think that he knew me very well at all. And that pretty much crashed and burned after I was cheated on. And I think that I got married so young and made that decision because I, again, am a believer in love. I mean, I really, truly am. And so I don't think I found love until I knew what I didn't want. Right? So I was able to take a combination of all kinds of experiences from my first love, all the way through to my ex-husband, and say, these are all the things that I experienced in that scenario or in those scenarios that I don't want. And I was at least able to put together a don't want list. And then after my first marriage ended and I was kind of like dating again, which I didn't do for very long because my current husband was already a part of my life at that time and was a really good friend of mine, but he obviously had goals. And so he didn't really leave me alone or give me enough time to date after my divorce. But I think that while I was dating, I just had this list. And if you had anything on this list, then I was like, it's a no. And I was just like adamant against it. So it took me, my current husband, to find love, because I truly believed that as a woman who had very serious entrepreneurial aspirations and very serious financial goals, and lots of skills, honestly. And I'm an intelligent person. I am strong-willed. I am strategic. Sometimes people tell me that I think like a man. But at the same time, I love being allowed to function in my complete feminine energy. So I am a traditionalist, which is crazy when you think about what I do for a living, where I'm always a decision maker and I always have to be assertive and I always have to be aggressive. When it comes to my personal life and my love story and my love life, I do not want to be assertive or aggressive at all. It is the antithesis of what turns me on. And so I actually am more of a submissive in the love area. And if I don't have someone in my life that can balance those two dynamics, meaning professionally, business-wise, taking care of our household, financially, all that kind of stuff, I am, assertive, because I'm an entrepreneur. But then personally, and in my relationships and in my love and in all of those things, I am definitely the submissive one. It's definitely interesting because I have to have someone in my life who can balance being both of those people. And so it was tough to find, I would say. It was definitely tough to find. But I did, I found him, and he is very, very good at being comfortable in his masculinity and allowing me to take the lead professionally. And then also knowing that when I'm not in a professional environment that I don't want the lead, and then he can jump right in and take the lead. So he's got all of that. And that's really what I was looking for. That's how I was able to find it. And that's my love story. And I honestly, how we had the conversation. One thing that, you would know about me is that I am a communicator at heart. I talk it out. And so I am very, very good at saying exactly what I want and need. I had to be clear on. And so how I found it was by talking about exactly what I wanted and not being afraid to make sure that whoever I was with could fit that mold. And then also giving people a little bit of room to shift and change if they need to. Okay, so the next question is, what color are your nails? I have gotten this question so many times. You guys are very receptive. You notice nails. So I actually stick with a French, an ombre French. They are not a color. I have done color. So you probably saw from earlier episodes of CPTV that I would always have my nails a different color, and then I would do a different one on the ring finger. But for the last, couple years at least, they have been ombre French. So that is the nails. That is the color. They are coffin shaped, I would say. And I basically have pink and whites, ombre French. And that's probably where I stay because to me, it's classic, it's classy, and it's easy, and it goes with everything. And I also don't spend a lot of time at the nail salon. So I'm in and out. Gotta go. So yeah, that's the color. Next question. What are your biggest fears and how do you overcome them? Ooh. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I've got two major fears, and then I've got some more ones that you're supposed to have. I am definitely afraid of deer. Yes, deer, the things that run outside and they're always in my yard.
My yard. Wait. All of you.
Daddy, chill.
In Ohio, deer. But there's a whole story behind deer. They literally create anxiety in my being from the depths of my soul. I hate them. They are dumb animals. And because they are big and powerful and fast and dumb, they really scare the crap out of me. So I am afraid of deer. And if you are laughing at me, forget you, okay? I've heard it all. There isn't anything that you can be laughing at or say to me that I haven't already heard when it comes to my whole fear of deer thing. But if you are laughing, then yeah, mental note, don't share things with you. Don't share things with you. So dear, I'm also like deathly afraid of like bad weather phenomenon. Like I don't drive in bad weather at all. That's more like in the last 10 years, I would say, as I've gotten older. I do not drive in the snow. I do not like driving in rain and downpours. I don't do like tornadoes. Bad weather phenomenon create a sense of freaking anxiety in me that is like phobic level. So yeah, those are two of my biggest fears. And I think my third biggest fear, if you want to talk about like the emotional kind that you're supposed to have, that everybody has, I would probably say failing my children. Probably failing. Yeah, I'm an overachiever who definitely tries to do everything well and be all things for all people. And so failing is a huge fear of mine, which definitely impacts. It's part of the reason why I have a hard time saying sorry and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a big fear. How do I overcome them? I haven't even really overcome them. So I don't know. I'm a little less afraid of deer than I used to be, probably because I have a house that's like got this huge yard. I have almost an acre of land, and they're always in my yard. And so the more I'm around them, I guess, the less fearful I become. But I haven't really overcome them. So when I do, I mean, counseling helps. You know, I had other fears before that counseling helps. But when I do overcome them, I'll let you know. Okay, I'll let you know. Okay, next question. What are some of your favorite hobbies and interests outside of work? That's a very good one. All right. So I love, hobbies and interests. I love reading. I'm a huge and avid reader. I love romance novels. I read romance novels. Yes. Romantic comedies and, erotica, all that stuff. I read them. I have read like 300 of those books. I read them on Audible. Actually, I listen to them. That's one of my biggest hobbies. I also love dancing. Dancing is huge for me. I just incorporated hip hop dancing as a workout routine, and I love it. It doesn't even feel like I'm working out. I learn a hip hop routine during the class, and then like we learn choreography, and then we do it. It's like an hour class. I love dancing. I also love wine. I'm kind of a wine connoisseur. All things wine. I love beaches. I love massages. I love football, but outside of work, I mean, my hobbies and interests, they're kind of involving those types of things. I'm not a huge TV buff, although there are some series that I love and I will watch. I do, however, I would probably say at the top of the list is reading. I'm an avid reader, and I used to only read nonfiction, and I started adding fiction in a few years ago, I think like during the pandemic, and I became hooked on romance novels. So yes. If you read romance novels, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. All of that's in the romance novels. I love. Oh, some of these. What's that thing blowing smoke behind you on camera? I have gotten this question so many times. That is my diffuser, guys. It's a diffuser. And I have essential oils in there. And I actually have one in almost every room that I spend a lot of time in. And this is the CPTV studio. And when I'm in here for a long time. So I start my diffuser and I put some oils in there, lavender, or right now I think I've got in here. Right now I think I've got orange and lemongrass is what I'm smelling right now. Those are the two that I have in here right now. And so it's a diffuser. It's full of water and it's like a scent. And it's also got some humidity and humidifiers good for your face. So it's a diffuser. Next question is, can you share a challenging personal experience that shaped your character? Yes, I can. I would probably have picked something different than what I'm about to share with you. But in 2016, I was diagnosed with cancer and with thyroid cancer. And I didn't even know what the heck a thyroid was. And it was completely out of the blue and completely just unbelievable at the time. So I spent most of 2017 in appointments and treatments and surgeries. And it was definitely a defining year for me. And there's no coincidence that shortly thereafter, I sold my then at the time business and began focusing wholeheartedly on my passion and purpose business, which is Cheryl Perez Enterprises, and which is CPTV and brought you CPTV and the way that I go in the direction that I am right now and working with entrepreneurs has always been a passion for me. My very first business, I didn't even think was a business. I really wasn't functioning as a business, was helping nonprofits and NGOs start from the ground up overseas. And I did that for a couple years, lived overseas and did that and helped. I think at the end of my contract term, I had helped 38 different nonprofit and NGOs start from the ground up. And it was so satisfying, so much work. So I learned so much, but it was so satisfying and I loved it. And then I came back home and actually officially started a business and was doing the exact same thing, working with nonprofit organizations around fundraising and grant writing and marketing and board development and board recruiting, and helping them start as businesses. I learned so much more because it was a totally different thing in the States. And then my business has kind of continued to progress. In the beginning, I fought being an entrepreneur because, it wasn't something I was raised with. And so I thought, well, this can be a great side hustle, but it's not ever supposed to be your full-time thing. And so I was kind of doing it on the side and working in corporate America in different ways. And then when I finally decided to jump headfirst into being an entrepreneur full-time, it was still around organizational capacity building and operational, capacity building for businesses, but it was more around healthcare, benefits, HR. And I did that for a number of years. And that cancer situation really caused me to put things in perspective and begin to really analyze what I love to do, what I found as my passion, what I really felt like I could bring value and to be in my purpose. And it was a defining moment. Not to just mention personally, it was a defining moment for me, but it was also professionally a defining moment because that was when I decided to go all in and just get back to basics and get back to my true purpose in life. And that's helping businesses start and grow. And then shortly thereafter, we have CPTV and my services have changed, my packages have changed. We've been through a whole rebrand. So yeah, that was a defining moment and that personal experience that was extremely challenging for me and my family and my friends and those who loved me, definitely shaped and changed my character. What's your favorite type of music? You guys know my favorite type of music. I am all about 90s hip hop and R&B. That is my favorite. Now, I will also listen to some current day R&B. The current day kind of hip hop, I'm a little too old for that. I don't really get into it. Like, trap music and all that stuff. I don't really do at all. But I love Beyonce. My favorite artist, obviously, is Beyonce. So I'm all things B, but hip hop, R&B, 90s, that's my thing. That's my playlist. That's where I'm at. That's where I stay. That's CP. That's CP right there. That's CP. And the last question I'm going to answer, oh, wow. There's so many good ones, guys. There are so many good ones. I'm going to say, what are your favorite accessories that you can't live without? Honestly, I cannot live without earrings, y'all. My earrings and my Apple Watch are like my thing. If I don't have my earrings, I literally feel naked. And I also love a necklace. And I also want ankle bracelets. So I would probably say accessories in general are my thing. I do not feel complete without them. It's kind of like when you have your face all made up and then you don't have on lipstick. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about when you got that moment where you yeah, I got my whole face on and you scratch on your lipstick or you haven't put it on yet because you wanted to stay on, so you put it on right before you get where you're going. That's kind of what I do. If you have a whole face with no eyebrows or no lipstick, you don't feel complete. That is how CP feels when I don't have on jewelry. So I love rings, subtle like jewelry. I love bracelets. I love watches. I love my ankle bracelets, but I think that no matter what is going on, I can leave the house without any of that other stuff. I just have to have earrings on, and I have to have my watch on because, you know, it tracks all my steps too, y'all. So those are my can't live without accessories. So, whoa, guys, you have asked me some amazing questions. I swear to God, I have like 30 of them here. I'm going to go through and mark off the ones that I've answered. I'm going to keep the rest of these. If you've got additional personal questions that you want to ask me, put them in the comments below. And then also remember to like and subscribe before you leave. And let me know if you like this kind of content, if you want to hear more. If you want to hear more about CP and you want me to answer the rest of the questions or even answer some of the ones that you put down there, please let me know in the comments below. It has been amazing. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. And I will see you. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Mwah.
You an entrepreneur, I got what you